Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
Deadlands!
Jesus Christ.
No, not in Dead... Well, I guess there are preachers in Deadlands.
Today, the part of Reverend Ernest Angley will be played by Kyle.
Deadlands is a Wild West RPG. We're playing it. It uses the Savage Worlds system. It's a lot of fun. Corey, who are you playing? What normal person?
I mean, he's a person.
Yeah.
First and foremost. You guys keep forgetting that. He's just the butt of your jokes, no pun intended.
Yes, humanize this monster further.
Well, he's Colostomy Dave. He shits from his navel.
That's not...
I feel like that's probably the more normal part of him. I think the part that is inhuman is that his colostomy bag is possessed.
Yes.
He's got a horse.
Skip right over that.
Yeah.
Technically also inhuman.
And he's magic.
Yeah.
Yay.
Austin?
I'm playing Canadian cowboy Vince Kill.
All right. That's not your name, but...
Yeah, Vincent
Fuck you guys.
Kellogg.
Todd?
Crackety Jones.
Sure.
He's got a horse named Grits. They both suffer from night terrors.
Just every time I imagine a horse with night terrors.
It's the best.
Well, he's not a house horse.
No, of course.
You just build your barn further away.
This is not a pet you take inside. Don't be ridiculous.
Right.
And he has another friend called Potato Pete. It's a potato.
Yeah.
And it's starting to sprout eyes, and so in Crackety Jones's mind, it is a many-eyed Sawgoth.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah.
And it talks to him.
So in case you're just listening to Bastard Quest for the first time, this is our...
Wow. I can only imagine.
What an opener.
fourth episode of Deadlands, I believe.
Probably.
Yeah. So it will make more sense if you go back a couple and start from there.
I find that hard to believe.
Well,
Can't imagine why.
I would go back further.
I said it will make more sense. I didn't say it would make sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's not what we do here.
Yeah.
Just your average Western.
If you really want to make things right, go back in time and get rid of the person who invented podcasts.
By the way, I watched Quigley Down Under.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
on YouTube for free?
I somehow had not seen it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I did not like it. Pretty dumb.
I like to think of it as a Mad Max prequel.
I like to think of it as a prequel to Free Willy, which the director went on to make a few years after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't any movie set in vaguely modern times a Mad Max prequel?
Well,
Like Golden Girls is technically a Mad Max prequel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Little Women.
Strangely enough, no. Alternate universe.
My war boys.
Oh, if we play Great Society again, we should do it set in the Mad Max apocalypse.
Sold.
I like it.
So you have just returned to camp, where your friendly neighborhood miner named Russell had just informed you that he poisoned the beans.
Yeah.
Because Russell, though, you've started to come to conclusions that Russell might not be what he seems. Because he is, in fact, a skinwalker.
If you notice how that recap is surprisingly short, that is all we got accomplished last time.
It was a very productive session.
I like how the basis of this whole section of the adventure is based on a hunch. We have no evidence against Donovan. We just
None.
said,
Oh, yeah.
We just said, this has to be the rich guy. Yeah. He's got an evil name.
This mine was taken over by a gold worm. We must seek out the mine's owner.
Donovan is just one of those names where you just go, Donovan.
Yeah.
Look, in most RPGs, just like in real life, if you assume the shitty situation is because of a rich guy, you're probably right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's currently working on a stainless steel stagecoach.
Well, he is now.
Do not attach horses.
Yeah.
So you must all make a vigor roll against the type of poison on the poison effects table. So this is a paralysis poison. Okay, so this does have a modifier on it. It is a paralysis -2. So there's a -2 applied to your vigor roll.
Well, I have a vigor of D8.
D6 here.
D4 for Dave.
Nice.
Shocking.
So if you fail, you're going to be paralyzed for 2d6 rounds.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Not great.
Rolled a 5, but there's a -2, so that'll be a 3.
Oh, yeah, I'm -1.
So is anybody spending bennies to re-roll?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, fuck it. Dave will do it too, because we get one for a new session.
You do, yes. Everybody's re-rolling. Good.
Dave rolled snake eyes.
Okay. So Dave is definitely down.
I rolled a 7, so I'm a 5.
Okay, well, that's a success, Austin.
I rolled a 4, so now I'm a 2.
So Colostomy Dave and Crackety begin clutching their stomachs, falling over, going into rictus-like states. Though though their eyes are still flickering around, seeing, and you can still perceive what's going on. You're just paralyzed. Vince Kellogg noisily vomits, but he is not paralyzed. So let's see. Both paralyzed for 4 rounds. And Russell, the old prospector, bent back, big beard, looks at Vince Kellogg. Well, I guess it's just you and me, Vince Knockkill. That's a little nickname I made up for you.
Vince finishes vomiting. I've eaten a lot of worse stuff than that in Canada.
You mean like poop covered in maple syrup?
No, we've eaten moose up there.
What's a moose?
Shut up and die. And Vince shoots him.
Okay, well,
That's like the 8th voice
well,
for Vince Kellogg.
there's a lot of Canadians, Corey.
Well, he comes from that chunky part of Canada, way up north. Nobody knows what they sound like.
It's a Yukon accent.
So initiative in Savage Worlds is drawing cards. Let's see who gets higher.
I drew the ace of hearts.
Well, I got a 3.
Cool.
So I guess Vince is going to draw on fire first.
Okay.
You're just shooting him?
Yeah.
So he squares up, draw! And he's not wearing a gun belt. He does not have guns. Crap!
And my shooting is a D10. God, all my old rolls are coming back. That one wasn't a great roll, but I did get a 4. But I can't remember, are these opposed rolls or is this against your parry?
No, this is a range attack, and it's a short range, so you just need a 4 better. If it was longer range, you might have some reductions to your roll, but not right now. I mean, you guys are just standing around a camp in the middle of the wilderness, and you just pulled a gun on an innocent man and shot him.
Yeah, that's what we do in Canada.
Okay, so you will roll your damage, which will be compared to his toughness, which I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Okay.
It's 23. It's not. It's not.
Colt Navy is 2d6 plus 1. Total of 9.
Okay, so his toughness is 7, so he is shaken. The bullet whizzes past his head. Go dirt it! So he has to make a spirit roll to overcome being shaken by you trying to murder him, which he did make. He rolled a 5. However, he's no longer shaken, but he can only perform free actions, which he is scrambling around, running towards one of your horses. It's not Richter, because Richter has moved away and is eating a cactus.
Oh, yeah. For all those that don't remember, Richter, Vincent's horse, is possessed by the spirit of his dead dog.
So we're going to say this is Crackety's horse that has just awoken from a night terror. And he is running, trying to get to the horse to escape, no doubt. And we'll let the initiative stand. Austin, it's your turn again.
Vince whistles for Richter to run over so he can hop on and give chase.
So your possessed horse complies. It runs over.
It's so excited. He doesn't necessarily run up alongside me so that I can hop on the way like cool cowboys do. It runs up and tries to lick my face, and I actually have some difficulty getting to the side where I can swing a stride.
Yeah, as you try to put your foot in the syrup, it moves like one pace away.
Hold still.
Like your friend with the car who you're trying to open the car to get in, and he just rolls forward like a foot.
It rears up and actually tries to, like...
Dog jump it?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the horse? That sounds horrible.
It's actually quite painful.
All right, so, so you get on Richter and Russell. I'm getting out of here. You can still shoot him, though.
Get back here, you son of a bitch. And Vince fires again.
You're still at short range.
Okay. So roll a D10 again.
I'm just an innocent prospector.
There's a 5.
That's a hit. Roll your damage.
All right. That is a 9.
I'm shaking again. I'm shaking in my boots on account of you doing all the Spitfire bullets at me. He did not make his spirit roll, so he's remained shaken. He can only take free actions, which means if you hit him again, that's when he's going to start to take damage.
All right.
And he is spurring Grits. Come on, Grits. You've got a new master, and I don't have night terrors. And this is the second round that Crackety and Colostomy have been down.
Oh, Crackety and Colostomy.
I like the alliteration.
Yeah.
By the way, Grits is like screaming the entire time this is happening.
The prospector spurs Grits, and I'm assuming that Vince is chasing him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are riding through the wilderness, through the scrub.
I'm just abandoning my comrades for the moment.
They're fine. Old prospector's trying to do some fancy riding, though he's not very good at it. He doesn't even have ride, so you're keeping pace pretty easily.
Yeah. I'm going to try something different here.
All right.
Instead of shooting at him, I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to try to lasso this sumbitch off the horse.
What skill do you have that sounds most like lassoing to you? Because I don't think lassoing is an actual skill.
I mean, athletics is really the closest thing I've got. If that's not applicable, I can use my general agility attribute.
Do you have ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can determine it as you ride close enough to be able to lasso him.
Okay, that's a D6.
We'll say this is an opposed test. He does not have ride, unfortunately for him.
Okay.
So he's just using a wild die.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to use a Benny and re-roll that because that's ugly. Nah, I rolled a 3.
He rolled a 5, so he starts to pull away. You're not gonna lasso me!
By the way, if you're wondering what it sounds like when Grits screams, imagine a Wookiee with his hair on fire.
He's talking to her. Please stop. I'm a whore of the other world, but you are upsetting me, Equine. I picked the wrong horse. I should have taken the Poop Belly's horse.
Yeah, just eczema on that.
I didn't like him on account of his skin condition. He starts to pull away. He is at medium range now.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just better get back to shooting.
Look, in an RPG, the solution is always violence.
Yeah. So my Colt Navy is a mid-range gun.
I mean, an easier target
Hey!
would be the horse.
Well, my hope is if I just kill the prospector, the horse just runs off, and I don't have to take responsibility for it.
Goes away forever.
Yeah.
Crackety is the only one who can ride Grits without it screaming
Oh, yeah.
constantly.
I'm not going to try to lead this fucking thing back.
This is the 4th round. After this round, Crackety and Colostomy will be back to do their wandering minstrel show
Yes.
about the dangers of opiates.
All right. One more shooting roll.
Now, he's at medium, so you're at -2.
We need to do some serious damage here anyway, so it's kind of lucky he moved to mid-range. Vince holsters his Colt Navy and swings his Winchester 73 out of its scabbard and takes aim. And this is for a long-range kill, so I think the only penalty it gets is if somebody's at short range.
Yeah, there's this long establishing shot of the prospector Russell on the back of Grits. They're riding towards the safety of the pine forest.
Yeah, so I'm taking aim and trying to shoot him off the horse.
You can hear the prospector like, "Hey, I'm going to get away scot-free. I'm a bad guy."
There we go. It's a 4.
Oh!
The rifle does 2d8 -1.
Oh, goodness.
Damage.
He's still shaking, so you could do some big damage if you roll well. But
All right.
knowing you, Austin.
Yeah, 2d8. Well, I rolled 10 -1, so 9. So that's a wound, right?
He is wounded. You see him slump over the side of the horse, but the horse keeps running and he disappears into the woods. And then a few minutes later, you see Grits come running out of the woods with blood on his saddle.
Well, you hear him first.
Yeah. You know it's coming. Colostomy Dave and Crackety get up from their paralysis, somewhat recovered.
You know what? That reminds me of this time. I haven't felt like that since my daddy made me these grits. That's why I named my horse Grits, because I love to eat grits. And my daddy made these grits that he told me would give me superpowers. And I ate the grits, and they didn't give me no superpowers. They just gave me a tummy ache and made me sleepy. And when I woke up, my night terrors must have been really bad, because daddy had put me in a box and buried me in the ground. Had to fight my way out of it. And when I showed back up at the house, daddy shit his pants and ran away, and I never saw him again.
Classic tale.
As old as time.
That's the dad went out for smokes of the Old West.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, while Vince's attention is elsewhere, Richter is ambling towards a cliff.
Well, shit.
I mean, he's going to throw you both over unless you stop him.
Okay, so I guess I need to make a riding roll.
You have to shoot him. No. No. You can just pull up on the reins and
I do that.
he looks back at you, his horse eyes sending the message, even though he can't speak, of why won't you just let us end it together?
I think my dog's more happy-go-lucky than that.
He used to be. You guys recover yourselves, mount your horses. I assume you're going to pursue the skinwalker.
Well, I'm going to finish my beans first.
Go! Colostomy Dave is paralyzed again.
We prefer him that way.
Just on his horse, paralyzed, one hand gripping a bowl of beans. So, I mean, you could, flee the area if you don't intend to pursue your quarry.
So, which direction was he heading? Was he fleeing into the woods?
Well, vaguely northwest.
Okay.
But you don't know if that's intentional or if he was just trying to get away.
Is that the direction we were heading?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Boise's to the north.
I mean, he's a prospector. Somebody else is going to shoot him eventually.
Yeah.
Like, so
That's
do
true.
we even bother?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can just continue on the trail. If he headed in the same direction, we can keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
But otherwise, let's get back to business.
Yeah. And Dave can use a skill. It's not like a game sanctioned skill, but it's just something Dave can do.
Oh.
In order to not get lost, he deploys his dumplings. So he essentially leaves a trail.
I don't know what this is, but I dread it
it's-
so much.
I mean, imagine like rabbit pellets. He leaves a little trail.
Okay.
But he kind of like when he's deploying them, when he's squeezing them out, like imagine decorating a cake.
That's what I was thinking.
He kind of
Damn it, Corey.
He pinches it off, so they're
Yeah.
so like kind of little Hershey kisses, but they
Yeah. Turd crumbs.
or whatever the opposite of a kiss is. Hershey
I
punch.
think it's a shit, Corey.
Hershey punches, perhaps. But essentially, like once the sun bakes them, they will be caltrops.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
Kyle,
stop-
I don't like Corey anymore.
I don't do
Yeah.
anything wrong.
We thought this was going to be such a fun game. We're all excited. Oh, a Wild Western, we said. We were fools. Screaming horses.
All right, I won't. We'll get fucking lost.
Oh, no,
Bags. Why did you guys get lost in the woods? Because we didn't
leave a shit trail.
We didn't leave a trail of
Because
shit.
fucking Dave didn't empty a shit bag on the trail.
That's right.
I mean, I support it. I mean, I like it, but I support it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't agree with his methods, but his heart's in the right place.
No, it's actually in a different place than it should be. Dave's he's all discombobulated on the inside.
So you guys do not pursue Russell, the old prospector, who is not, in fact, an old prospector anymore, but is a skinwalker. However, your characters don't know that. You probably just... You know something's wrong because you found the body, or the remains of a body. So you continue north through the wilderness toward Boise. And at the end of the third day, you top a rise, and in the valley below is the industrial megascape that is Boise. So Boise in Deadlands, or at least our Deadlands, is more built up than Boise would have been at the same time.
It's a steampunk wonder.
Well, not a wonder, but there are more rail lines and there's more foundries, and the ghost rock is being mined in the surrounding area, and so it's centered on Boise, and there is some steampunkery.
Piles of potatoes everywhere.
Sure. Well, that's a given. That happens in real history. If you've ever driven through Boise in real life, the potato mounds are a marvel. And at the center of town, rising like an evil Eiffel Tower, is the Donovan Mining Company building. Easily 15 stories, which for this time, that's huge. It's got a giant tower on top of it, like a lightning tower. Thunder clouds overhead, and a big lightning strike arcs down and hits that. What do you guys aim to do in Boise? Your amazing plan thus far has gotten you here.
Yeah.
I guess there's two basic strategies you could pursue. You could simply ride up to the Donovan Mining Company headquarters, barge in, and see how that works. Or you could go more clandestine and perhaps try to do some investigation to gather information about what the Donovan Mining Company might or might not be doing.
Yeah, that's more where I lean.
Well, let's hit a saloon.
Let's do it.
That always works. The first saloon you find that you think is worthy of the name is called the Skeeter Smash House.
Right.
And there's a big painted mural of a mosquito being smashed against somebody's arm and blood spurting out. Wild West in this era is different than it was in real life.
I'm about to say, he's usually just a mule on crutches or something.
That's across the street, mule
okay.
on crutches.
In the real world, that would be a sign on a modern day brewery.
Yeah. And so you go in, and it's your typical Wild West saloon. There's a crappy piano playing in one corner, and the bar is full. There's cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, whiskey, the smell of piss and vomit.
Gross.
What's that, Potato Pete? Humanity is a virus that needs to be eliminated from the earth? I just want to have a drink right now.
Above the bar is a balcony, and you can see ladies of the evening making their presence known. There are obviously rooms to let above there.
All right, fellas. Well, we ought to remember to be careful. I bet that mining company employs at least half the people in this town. And a lot of these fellas look like miners. So,
Yeah, and the potato mines.
Yeah, it is a rough and tumble customer that attends the Skeeter Smash House. Most of them are miners, but there are men in finer coats and suits that look like they might work for the Donovan Mining Company in its offices.
Well, Dave wants to check out the crappy piano first. He likes the sound of that.
Well, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's a crappy piano. It's like what you would expect to hear in a stereotypical Western saloon.
He goes to the piano player. How many gallons does it take to run this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Another fucking prospector.
Yep.
God damn it. Never mind, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Wait, are you a night terror horse?
Crackety goes to the bar and says, "Can I get a cocoa, please?"
Well, you sure can.
Hot cocoa.
We definitely have hot cocoa here, sir. Let me get you that. And he pours you a shot of whiskey and puts it on the bar. There you go. Hot cocoa. Finest, imported from Venezuela.
Oh, well, I'll take some of that there.
Well, here you go, sir. And he pours you a shot of whiskey.
I'll have a sex on the beach.
All right, one moment you hear the shaking and the pouring, and he hands you a sex on the beach.
Well, damn, I could have got a fuzzy navel.
I consider myself something of a mixologist.
Dave's got a shitty navel.
We don't do shitty navels anymore. There was a law passed recently. Civilization has come to Boise, you see, fellas.
So we're new in town. What's your name again, sir?
My name's Leaf, based on Patreon member Leaf.
What the hell's that?
Well, I believe it's European.
Okay.
Welcome to Boise, City of Wonders.
We hear tell that Donovan Company is pretty prominent around these parts.
Yeah, so the bartender gestures around. Most of the people in here work for the Donovan Mining Company.
Oh, yeah, good job, good benefits, and all that stuff.
Well, they only work 70 hours a week, so it's cutting edge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They even pay their child labor.
Excuse me, Mr. Tree, could I get another one of them hot cocos, please?
Of course. And he pours you another shot. You like hot cocoa a lot there, son.
It was always my favorite. My mama used to make it for me back in the olden days when I was just a wee lad.
He looks cracking him down. I have trouble imagining you as ever wee, but...
Well, she called me wee lad because I used to pee on myself a lot.
All right. I'd like to serve anyone else at this time.
That's nasty.
I love that Colostomy Dave is so concerned with hygiene.
Yeah. So what's the general feeling about Mr. Donovan himself there, buddy? And if you want to make me an old-fashioned there, I wouldn't complain.
You mean the new-fashioned?
Yeah. I forgot y'all just invented Demerara.
Yeah, it's cutting edge. He makes you another drink, and he just is essentially informs you the Donovan Mining Company is the biggest business, biggest employer in Boise.
But essentially in good standing.
Yeah, it's a huge company, pays well, one of the leading companies behind mining the ghost rock.
But what about Donovan himself?
Oh, Mr. Donovan is the town's greatest patron.
Does he come in here a lot?
Oh, Mr. Donovan will never come into the Skeeter Smash House. We're a bit lowbrow for Mr. Donovan. I would check McDougal's Steaks and Wine. They wash their hands in that place.
Why would they wash their hands? I'm confused. Are they Yetis?
He puts a finger on your lips. Don't worry about it. Just dream sweetly, Crackety.
It's never a problem you'll have to worry about.
No.
Me and my horse got night terrors.
I believe you. But if you're going to go into McDougal's Steaks and Wine, you'll need finer suits, gentlemen. You look a bit... Well, that man is covered in feces.
It's in a bag.
Burlap.
I'm given to tell that he has all his business meetings there in a private dining room on the top floor. Why, if I were a man caught into Mr. Donovan and trying to find out about his business, well, I might secretly spy on such a place. But I'm not that sort of fellow. Of course, alternatively, after hours, this is the Old West, all our businesses close at dusk, one could surreptitiously sneak inside the Donovan Mining Company headquarters, proceed up to the 13th floor, and raid Mr. Donovan's secret files. But I would never do such a thing.
Wow, this is the most helpful bartender ever.
And of course...
Leif's middle name is Tutorial.
Yeah. And of course, there is that mine they have out in the hinterlands, one which was doing big business but a few weeks ago before they shut it down under mysterious circumstances. And moved large quantities of industrial material and workers there for no discernible reason. Some say they can hear the screams in the valley below. But that's no concern of mine. Mr. Donovan is a great contribute to this community. Why, they just put up a statue of him just outside.
To spy on the restaurant, turn to page 67.
Yes.
To break into the mining company, turn to page 84.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think?
I mean, I'm all for breaking into the mine.
Yeah, we could break into the mining company. We wouldn't have to get nicer clothes. We could try to get hired as the help at the restaurant.
Yeah. So you could go to the. I mean, remember, though, you guys are cops.
No,
You
they're not
do
gonna-
have some legal authority.
They're not going to hire Dave at the restaurant, Austin.
This is pre-health code.
Well,
So you could try McDougal's, break into the headquarters, or go out to the old mine.
Yeah. So what's our time of day here? What kind of time frame are we looking at, Kyle?
You guys didn't get into Boise until the evening, so it's not dusk yet, but it's quickly approaching.
Okay. So then the first order of business, I think, could be breaking into the mining company. Is there any argument for doing any other investigating before we do that, guys?
I don't really see the point in spying on the restaurant. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to know how he's purchasing land.
No, I mean, mine bosses and evil villains never have large meetings with their henchmen in which they roll out their master plan
Yeah, right.
over steak and potatoes, mostly potatoes.
No, I mean, I think our options, I think breaking into the headquarters is a bad idea. I think it's either mine or restaurant. Dave does have a formal bag he could use.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's bedazzled.
It's made of felt.
Covered in what are the sequins? What kind of image do they make?
A butterfly.
Butterfly.
So then we could potentially try to infiltrate the restaurant, see what we can find out there, and we can always go to the closed down mine at nighttime.
And again, you are cops.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, we know the rich always respect authority.
Yeah. Why don't we just present our badges at the restaurant and say, hey, let us in?
Yeah, pull an Axel Foley.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could post up at a table somewhere and just be dining, and Vince could maybe disguise himself as a waiter and see if he can get close to Donovan's table.
Well, McDougal's Steaks and Wine is very close in the center of Boise to the Donovan Mining Company headquarters. Not quite across the street, but across the block, so to speak. It's a 3-story building, all wood construction, but it's painted well. It's clean. The streets are not dirt. They're cobblestone all around that. There's very nice coaches, ladies in attractive dresses, men in suits. And there's a fairly long line out from the door of McDougal's, people waiting to get tables at this fine establishment. You can hear an actual quartet playing from inside. Fine music.
You can hear the buzzes of the pagers as they're telling people their tables are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, what do you think? I think we could try to sneak in the back. Looks like it's too long a line for you guys to just get in as diners, so maybe we should all just disguise ourselves as...
But we're the law. We can jump the line.
Okay, are you going to try to sneak in, or are you going to shoulder your way through using your authority?
Yeah, I don't want to draw attention to us yet.
I got this, fellas. Needed to let my bag breathe a little bit anyway.
Oh, no.
So we get in line, and Colostomy opens the bag up.
Oh, God.
Just lets it air out a bit.
And suddenly there is no line.
Oh, no. So there's this noxious odor. One woman directly in front of you, just her knees buckle and she falls. People are calling out to God and the angels. Children just start crying spontaneously in nearby buildings. A dog runs away.
All right, so we don't have to wait as long. So, Corey, what is your plan here?
Well, basically my plan is to thin out the line with my big bag of shit.
No, I get that.
Okay.
But we seem to be at odds over how we're looking to enter the restaurant. What are you guys wanting to do? Like, just hope we get seated, like, next to their table?
I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to ask the maitre d' if we could sit by the richest guy in the room.
So the line essentially collapses, and you guys, that people are getting out away from you, and it's like this boat coursing through the ocean. The waves are breaking to either side. You get up to the front, and I'm hoping that by the time you get to the front, you close your bag.
Yeah, he ties it up.
Yeah. So you get up to the door. It opens. The maitre d's there. Oh, gentlemen, I apologize. Apparently there was some sort of sewer explosion. It's not from our establishment. I assure you it must be from Piccadilly's across the street. Those are brazen scum.
Worry not, sir. That's a normal thing that happens.
Oh.
And honestly, the smell was quite delightful.
Well, we had a number of complaints. One of our elder guests has died.
Oh, shit.
But it's don't worry. I believe it was just a lawyer.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, we have a number of tables that have opened.
You have to give us a table. We're the law.
I'm sorry, what?
Crackety takes out his badge.
Oh, well, yes, of course. We always welcome members of law enforcement and McDougal's.
Yeah, keep that under your hat for the time being there, buddy. But if you could seat us next to any of the richest people in town, that would be much appreciated.
He looks a bit taken aback at that.
Yeah.
We hear that Mr. Donovan's very supportive to the local police around here. We'd like to send him a bottle of juice.
Well, yes, I believe Mr. Donovan is very supportive of local law enforcement. The entire Boise Police Department is essentially on his payroll.
Lovely.
I like that. We're new in town, and we like being police.
So if you want to get a table on the third floor in a private dining room, which is close to where Donovan would be, you'll need persuasion or intimidation. And you can send him a bottle of something either way.
Colostomy Dave has a D8 in persuasion.
That would be good.
Does he really?
He tends to get his way somehow. I don't know what it is.
And if that fails, Crackety has a D8 in intimidation.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, well, I think we should start with persuasion over pulling our pieces.
You don't want to use Todd's chicken opener knife? No, I agree. Persuasion is better.
So, like I said, D8 in persuasion.
All right.
Rolled snake eyes. God damn!
Wow.
Oh, I didn't close the bag all the way up.
Yeah, there's a noxious smell that wafts out. Oh, gentlemen, I'm afraid we don't have any tables open right now on the third floor. Todd, would you like to roll your intimidation?
Yes.
Crackety, give him the scream.
Quick, take a nap!
Well,
Fall asleep. That's a form of intimidation.
We just knock him out.
There's a large man screaming on the floor. Give them whatever they want.
More bread over here! More bread! No, you fool! Get the honey butter!
He's just screaming, ranch!
Roll your dice.
Crackety's going to step up and go, excuse me there, Mr. Table seating person. Takes the Gene Genie out of his pants, and he says, this is my knife. I call it the Gene Genie. Gene Genie loves to slice into steaks. And if it doesn't get a chance to slice into a steak, I reckon it's going to have to slice into something else.
What a psychopath. Yeah, roll.
So a D8.
in the name of the law, of course.
Oh, yeah, we're cops. It's fine.
We're cops. We can do that. That's a 6.
Okay, well.
6 on the wild.
Yeah, roll another one.
There's another 6.
Nice. Do it again.
Keep going, Dick.
Okay, there's a 1.
So that's 2 raises. Oh, gentlemen, we've just had an opening, given to understand, on the third floor, and he motions at some servants. Please follow me this way, and please put away your giant knife.
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate it because there's about to be another opening.
They take you up to the third floor, which is all private dining rooms, and they put you across the hall from Donovan's. And you can see another couple being hustled out by the waiters.
But we just got inside away from that dreadful shit odor.
Yeah, there's a busboy cleaning, just scraping stuff into a bag to clean it for you. Gentlemen, right this way. This table is yours, and your waiter will be with you shortly. Please let us know if there's anything else we can get you. I'll have some wine brought up, and bread, and a knife holder for the giant man.
Y'all have grits?
I'll find you some.
Thank you.
The maitre d' disappears. The door to your private dining room closes. You're alone. The serving staff will be coming soon, but you are across the hall from Donovan, and you can hear a loud voice declaiming.
Let's do some crimes!
That's it.
Motherfuckers!
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. How did you know?
I've played these games with you before.
Yeah, you can hear a loud voice exhorting something across the hall.
So let's go over our evil plan for the third time.
Yeah. Just to reiterate for people in the back,
Loudly.
we build a Statue of Liberty, fill it with poison gas.
Hand me that large cone so I can speak into it as I tell you what my nefarious plan is.
Let's start my PowerPoint. Evil, step 1. What are you guys doing?
So, as far as the layout, are these rooms closed off from each other? There are closed doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are private dining rooms. Yours is pretty spacious. There's windows, of course.
All right.
But a closed door.
So, Corey, our plans may be able to work hand in hand here a little bit. Since we have the privacy of this dining room that we're in, Vince is kind of thinking of knocking out the next waiter that comes in here and taking his uniform.
So the waiter arrives pushing a cart with bread and butter and wine and water. Comes in. Greetings, gentlemen. I'm your waiter. My name's Kazoo. I'm a professional waiter.
Well, thank you very much for bringing our food. Pay no attention to the window over there. He looks over, and Richter is somehow has his head stuck through the window waiting on leftovers. They're on the 3rd floor.
All right, well, that's strange, but you're rich and eccentric, I suppose, and also cops. So I'm not going to say shit.
Well, I know you're not. And Vince takes the butt of his pistol and just pistol whips him across the back of the head.
Roll your melee.
All right, so I have a D6 in fighting. There's a 4.
Oh, God, please. Please, no. No, I'm so young.
Is he just repeatedly hitting him?
Yeah. It's hard to knock people out in this game, Corey.
Just
Well, sure.
smashing it into his face, breaks his eye socket, smashes it. Oh, my beautiful face.
Uniform's covered in blood.
Blood splattering everywhere. No, you knock him out.
Okay.
This is, this
Even
is Paul.
Crackety's like, that's a little overkill, Potato Pete.
Oh, Kazoo out. Bump. So the waiter is unconscious at your feet.
Yeah, we gotta slide him under the table.
You slide him under the table.
Take his uniform.
You got his uniform on.
Yeah.
It would fit either Colostomy or Kellogg. Would not fit Crackety.
Oh, hey, Vincent, could I get a refill on my water here?
More bread.
It's the worst table you've ever had.
Immediately.
So what's your plan? Just going to go in, act like you're refilling wine, or...
Yeah.
All right. So Vincent goes out of the private dining room, closes the door behind him,
Yeah.
walks across the hall.
I expect there's probably like a carafe or something that I could carry with me that was in our dining room that I could take over to
Sure.
theirs. And so basically, yeah, what I'll be doing is just walking around. I'm never going to even say anything. I'm just going to go around kind of refilling glasses.
Sure. You walk across the hall, open the door to Donovan's room, go in. A wave of tobacco smoke hits you like a punch in the face. I'm going to roll randomly. High is good for you. Low is bad. Roll a d6. That is a 1.
Oh.
You walk in. Donovan and his henchmen are sitting around a large table laid out with food that they've mostly eaten. There's empty wine glasses and bourbon tumblers. And Donovan is a large man. Not fat, but just big.
There's a greed worm in the center of the table
There's a greed worm.
with an apple in its mouth.
He's petting a smaller one like a cat. No. Donovan's eyes are clear, not gold. Nobody has gold eyes in the room.
Yep.
And he's a big man, big mustache. Ha ha ha! Yes, and he's in the middle of some story, which seems to be some sort of unlikely situation between him, a young woman, his butler, and a carriage and a horse. And it gets worse as it goes on. But as you walk in, there are two other waiters standing nearby, clearly the ones assigned to this room, and they both look at you, and it occurs to you, oh yeah, the staff in this fine establishment is probably pretty small, and they almost all definitely know each other. And so those waiters are looking at you, and you can see in their eyes, this guy definitely does not belong here. And one of them moves forward, clearly coming to Kellogg,
Unsheathing a scimitar.
and sheathing a scimitar, raising a hand like as if to ward away. And that's when you hear, don't worry, gentlemen, we have an unwanted guest. And everybody in the room looks at Vince. And the henchman to Donovan's right looks like a very mild-mannered businessman. But then Their face shifts, and it's the old prospectors for a moment before it shifts back to mild. And Donovan says, "Don't worry, my friend here," and he claps the skin changer on the back. "Told me they were coming." We'll end there.
You're all under arrest.
They laugh. And it goes on way too long. But we'll end there.
Well, shit.
Well, look.
There's been a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This adventure especially. Yeah.
This is fun, though. I really like this.
I like Savage Worlds.
I like Idaho. It's a beautiful state.
I mean,
It's a state.
I love potatoes.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. They don't have winter there, I think.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that. So join us next week as we continue Deadlands.
Yes.
And in the meantime, if you're a gamer or if you just like shapes with numbers on them, go to NorseFoundry.com.
Because I like geometry and metal.
That's one of the best lead-ins we've had in a while.
They have all manner of gaming dice made out of all manner of materials. And when you go to checkout, enter promo code CHAM, that's CHAM, and receive the Bastard Quest 10% discount. That's NorseFoundry.com. And we would also like to thank our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
Most everybody in there works for the Donovan Mining Company.
Got a nice place in the bathroom to hang your skin.
Yeah. That was disconcerting when they first put it in.
Yeah.
The skin peg, they called it.
God.
But thank you for listening. Thank you to all our Patreon members. Some of them were featured in this episode. Kazoo, Russell, Leaf. Thank you to anybody that has rated us on a app or a website or message us on social media.
Yeah, and if you've got stupid friends, tell them about the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, do you like games and dumbness? Then you're going to love Bastard Quest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell your boss about the show.
Don't do that.
Do you like podcasts with words?
Thank you for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.